Hey, it don't matter who I am. I'm just an alter ego or something. But we're going to talk about some things. And you tell me whether it's gossip or news. Let's talk about the most talked about thing in America at this time right now, being trumped up and overplayed. Let's talk about the president's race. Let's talk about Mr. Trump and Secretary of State Clinton. I've been speaking with some people, and I've been trying to project to the people how we need to rein in our tolerance level and our sensitivity level, because it's causing a wreck and interfering with anything that we say we want to be part of as far as moving forward. You can't move forward with a lot of anvils in the sea or chains on the post or junk in your trunk. You got to clear some things. You got to adjust to some things. You've got to evolve into some things. I think this is a crucial time for everybody who had plans and those who have plots and those who are waking up to the truth. There's a lot of transition going on right now, and the public is participating in it, but they don't even understand it. But there is a plot and a plan. And there was a plot to be at a different stage in this time period of the world. There's a plot for further attainment. And then there's also a desire. Two strong entities have a desire for two different things, and they have bonded with other things to make their numbers count. So what I'm saying is they entice and recruit other people for the things that they do. One, they're both evil. And I'm not even talking about the candidates. I'm talking about the spirits that controls some of these things, these bloodlines, these other things. But people don't even realize what the whole situation is about. It's a bloodline. When you start talking about bloodline and spiritualities, facts and symbols, accepting truth, and even from inside yourself, truth. That's where you'll find it the most. When you can live with truth, when you know you're not fooling you, and you understand what it is that you have to do for the sake of what you have, if you receive the truth. There are those who don't receive the truth, or which it would change another way, will change the whole position of the setup. There's a story about some things. I won't say it right now because it'd be inappropriate. Someone might get offended and say that I was referring to a species other than human and related. So I won't use that analogy. But I'll tell you this. Even with all this here, even with the grand plot and grand plan, there's a situation of time that goes through all that the people got to be doing something. And now the people are only been led to the cliff. And I guess one wants the end of it, and the other one wants to use it for more slaughter. Either one is not. It has never been great for the down generically made human, for lack of a better word at this time. I think that there was still some good in the one who had a desire and the one who had a pleasure. All that to say this, we're where we're at. This is where we're at. And if one side that we choose happen to be that side that want to exist against another side who recklessly wants to go full stream ahead to no return, to not. You see, there's one thing about the universal law. It's going to be what it is. And you can have all the desires and get all the pleasures out of whatever you want or whatever you want for. And still the universal law is going to be what it is. If I take my hat off and drop it, throw it in the air, gravity is going to catch it and place it in the right position, in the right order, or where it belongs. There's something that's going to happen no matter what. Even if someone walks up and catches the hat in the middle of the air, it still was falling, as would be the universal law. That which is shall be. We're having so many things coming out. I believe in the end plan, and that's right as I knew it, as I know it, as I live it, or try to attain it in my life, shall prevail. They say I'm on the side of a winner, but there's a lot of arrogant things been said about a bloodline of what you belong to. So we must know which side of the blood we belong and which side of the opposite that we're on. Everything has an opposite. Hot and cold, left and right, sun and moon, day and night. Things have gotten out of the opposite. It's this other. And when you make another or other that doesn't have an opposite, wow. Even when they think about love, it's captivating. But think about it as hate. No opposite. But you have something else that's being manufactured, which is now mainstream technology, and it's a living entity, a living mechanism, working for these who are programming it. But what they don't understand is you have to continue to create down. And when you start creating something that's above you, you're breaking the universal law. This ain't new and it ain't no secret. I'm just trying to tell it where somebody else can get it. I don't know. If those who know, they know. And those who are listening hear. Those who are participating in the plot and plan itself, totally, one way or the other, good or bad, love or hate. Now, even the angels had to have a ceasefire. Or are we just on a total course of destruction? The blind leading the blind. See, the world has transitioned. That's that other. Even in another dimension. And we are living in a new world order. The same thing we talk of all the time. Same way I say about the Bible. There's no more prophecy to pretty much be fulfilled. We're living it. We are the prophecy. We're those people that we're talking about in every way, whether you be good, bad, secret, known, unknown, whatever your destiny is, that your fate, the choices that you made leads you and take you to. That's what's going to happen. Now, when you start finding out all these things is connected to all these other things, and the peace and faith you find, and the strength you find, and the knowledge and wisdom that you find in these things, when you look at them, you say, okay. Now, what I'm saying, all this here goes all the way back to the society, world we live in, our enemies fighting. What are we going to do? What are we going? Oh, we are under such an illusion that we're fighting for something that we're not even using. Freedom is just what the law allows. They never give you freedom to do anything you want to do. It's just do what they tell you how much you can do and when you can do it. Rights has been imposed on you by another man who's not perfect himself, who has to live with his conscience to convict him of the things no one will know. But I'm finding out, as it is in the jungle, might makes right. Seems like it don't matter what nobody say. You got enough might, you'll be all right. People tend to want to talk to you. What else we got? The guy that got canned, fired, released, bought out from the network. But I guess what he did was beyond duty for a good story. Many say that was an appalling situation, those words. Out of those many who say that, there was only really a few who said it. The rest are parroting it. They don't know how they felt. They don't even know how they feel. Somebody told them. I don't think there'll be no room for anyone to censor what a man desire and speaks of, and then hold it against him to tarnish. I'm zeroing in on just these particulars now because it's about someone who affects me indirectly. So there's many times other things need to be said. But at this particular time, I'm saying this because I find the lack of people who are speaking in this way needed. So knowing what I know and hearing what I'm hearing and having the access that I have, I said, well, okay, I guess that falls on me to do this. Somebody got to be the opposite. Not that I oppose you, but I have to let you know that there is a different, a true universal law that allows all. And anyone going against that is going against what we all talking about having them, and what the whole purpose of going through an election or having rights or rules or constitution or whatever. If you don't have a boundary where you follow them, and if you can't get your leadership, you can't find your way in directing the people that you represent through the paperwork that you've wrote for to follow, you have a problem. And since there's no balance of the power here to say, then it's been afforded upon me that I had this opportunity to share these words with you. And I just want to say, is it gossip or is it news?